What I want to say, first, my name is Ed Metcalf. Up until a week ago, I was the chair of the Twin Valley School District that takes in the towns of Whitingham and Wilmington. To my knowledge, our Twin Valley School District is the only successful consolidation on the middle high school level to occur in Vermont in the last 15 years. I was the principal architect of that consolidation. In the last 6 years, we've averaged a 1.1% increase in our budget each year, for a total of 6.8% over from year 1 to year 7. The statement I want to make is I feel that the basic problem with education funding in Vermont is the dollar spent per student is being used as a measure of education equality. The current system no more meets the mandate of the Brigham decision than the previous method of funding education. It simply creates a new set of inequalities. The current system is forcing small schools to cut essential programs, while large schools are considering spending dollars on luxuries that small and medium schools have never had. The current system gives incentives for large school districts to spend more money. The figures from the Vermont Department of Education bear this out. If you look at that sheet that I've handed out, that has the colors on it. If you look at the pink column, it'll show the various size schools and the percentage of state students that they have. In other words, schools less than 100 represent 3.8% of the state students. If you go over 2 columns, you'll see that they spend 3.8% of the education funding. If you look down at both those columns, you'll see that the amount of spending on each size category of school is very similar to that population in that category. I wish I could go on, and I'd love to come meet either Senate or House committees to add to this discussion.
I'm the Chief of Operations for the Essex Caledonia Supervisory Union. It's 8 small communities in the Northeast Kingdom. I'd like to say that the towns that I represent right now don't support S-252 as it's presently written. I think that we have examples, many examples already of consolidation within our supervisory union. We do contract negotiations as one, we do curriculum as one, we do local common assessments as one, we do policy work as one. All of our financial support to each district is out of our office. We do special education as a single piece, and preschool services as a single piece. So that consolidation has really been done within our supervisory union. We've had examples, I think the Granby School is a great example where, as an individual community, when the Granby School got too small, they had a town meeting, a very respectful town meeting, where they thought about children. And they talked for over 2 hours about whether to keep the school open or close it. And as a local community, they made the decision to close it. They did what was best for students, but they did it as a community. There's a lot of advocate for school choice here tonight, and I would just like to say one thing about school choice. The downside of school choice is I see a lot of disadvantaged students who hop from school to school to school, get to their senior year and really have no credits to graduation. I'll say, but I do support the concept of school choice. The schools that I represent do strongly support the House bill that's in action right now, the Peltz bill. We think that is very respectful, and most school districts will respond in a very positive way to that. Before, just to get off track for 1 second, I think as I look at the Northeast Kingdom where we need help, first, regionalized services for special education. That's a huge challenge for us. And secondly, the common level of appraisal, I don't believe is representing the value of the property. And certainly when you look at all the budgets that passed in the last week, And the school districts who worked hard to keep level budgets and then looked at tax rates. The tax rates were up as much as 30 cents. To me, that's not an incentive for school board members or taxpayers to keep budgets balanced.
Good evening, folks. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Clyde Baldwin. I've been on the school board in Charlotte for 20 years. We're all a little bit aghast at what the indicators portend for the next couple of years financially. We're all anxious to control the costs. But the truth is, we've been down this road before about consolidation, and we all know that the facts are that consolidation doesn't save any money. Now, it's well established what the cost drivers are for education, and they are salaries, benefits, mandates that require certain kinds of staffing, that thus require certain kinds of personnel, and those have a direct bearing on cost. So logically, if you want to do something that affects cost, it needs to affect those drivers, and that would be to give local boards more latitude in dealing with those issues in a variety of ways. Beyond that, there's some research, and some of it's rock solid, about the adverse effects of consolidation. It invariably leads to school closings. Further research indicates that larger schools are worse in terms of student participation and student outcomes, although where exactly that occurs, to be fair, is a gray area. So my advice is to be very careful with this. It's important, if you go down this road, that it not be mandatory, and that it is not mandatory. Those schools that decide to opt out of the option are not either directly or on a de facto basis penalized for that decision. For example, where I come from, CBU is our high school, and it's the logical high school of choice because the distances are prohibitive to go other places, plus which we have a lot of our money tied up in that high school, which is true, I'm sure, in other places. So be real careful about what you identify as the reasons for uncontrolled cost in education, and be fair about how you apply your solutions.